Just moments ago, President Obama's senior advisor doubled down on the president's State of the Union speech, saying the economy is doing just fine. Watch.
We have had now 58 straight months of private sector job growth, 11.2 million jobs. Our economy is strong. You talk to any company around this country and they will say that things are getting better. But what hasn't happened is wages have not kept up. What he said last night is, yes, the economy is now strong, but what he wants to make sure is that the aggregate economy is also benefiting individual families. And that's why so many of the programs that he's outlined, both last night and over the course of his time, that Republicans have not put into place would have helped close that income gap.
But is she telling the whole story? Here now with reaction, Senate Majority Whip Sen Cornyn joins us from Capitol Hill. Senator, it's interesting to hear her spin the story where, you know, it's happy days are here again. But when asked why would the President of the United States stand in front of a Republican-controlled Congress and have a whole list of things that conventional wisdom is are dead on arrival, Republicans would never go for that, why would they have made such a pitch for that last night?
Well, it seems divorced from reality, Steve. You know, it was just a couple of months ago when the president said his policies were on the ballot, right, and they were resoundingly rejected. The American people know better, and this kind of spin and cheerleading really ignores the fact that wages have been flat, primarily because the economy has not grown, in large part because of the policies of the president. And, you know, it seems like he's doubling down now, trying to take us more in the direction of Europe than back to one of economic growth and prosperity for all.
Right. So the president also ended his speech by saying, listen, don't get caught in your base, in the rhetoric. Don't talk at each other, talk to each other, and let's get beyond it. But was the president's message really the same elsewhere in the speech? Listen.
So the question for those of us here tonight is how we, all of us, can better reflect America's hopes. So let's set our sights higher than a single oil pipeline. Let's pass a bipartisan infrastructure plan. We can't slow down businesses or put our economy at risk with government shutdowns or fiscal showdowns. We can't put the security of families at risk by taking away their health insurance. And if a bill comes to my desk that tries to do any of these things, I will veto it.
Promise 4 vetoes, Senator Cornyn. What message do you get from this?
Well, the president seems defiant, and he seems like he's not paying attention to what the voters told us on November the 4th, when his party lost 9 Senate seats, and that gave us the opportunity. We can't take the bait, though, Brian. We need to do what we were elected to do, listen to the American people, and try to find areas where we can work with the president. He's mentioned things like tax reform, trade, criminal justice reform, among others. But otherwise, you know, to tell us he's going to veto legislation that hasn't even been introduced yet, much less voted out of the Senate, just seems to be divorced from reality.
Yeah, well,
sure.
he won twice. I don't know if you heard that.
I did hear that
in there. Well, it's frustrating.
It's duly noted.
82% of the American people just want Congress and the administration to get along. It's frustrating when you see that, and they obviously want something to happen. How is that going to be?
Well, we have to do our job, and the job we got elected to do, but we can't be distracted by the president changing the subject every time we talk about the things that the American people want to see get done. But you're right, dysfunction is out. We need to find a way to be responsive to what the American people want. Primarily what they want to do is see the American dream restored, the economy growing again along with good, well-paying jobs.
Sure. And let's start with a budget. That would be a good start and something new.
Well, last night the president said tonight we turn the page. Now it's up to you guys to get something done. Senator Cornyn, thank you very much for joining us today from Capitol Hill.
Thanks, Steve.